Join with me. Let's impeach 45. Impeach 45. Impeach 45.
Damn, what'd you do to get those people so mad at you? Poor old fella. Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of Pews and Brews, where we have a couple brews and do a gun review. I'm Not So Tactical Tim, coming to you from the Not So Tactical Tavern, and yes, today we are going to be looking at a 1911 45. I know some of you are thinking, oh, well, there's literally 1,000 or more reviews out there about 1911s. A lot of what you hear is, well, they're an old man's gun. They're really impractical this day and age with a lot of the other offerings. They're too heavy for carry. They have too low a capacity. They have too much recoil with the big round in it. All of that's completely true. But if you were going to have any kind of a gun collection, it has to include a 1911. Does it have to be an old one? No. And this one is not. This is Remington's new R1 Tactical. Now I say new, it's been out for a few years now, but there haven't really been a whole lot of reviews done on it. And even though Remington's gotten some heat recently for some of their practices, it's a really solid gun. They've been in the 1911 game previously, obviously as far back as 1918, and in World War II everybody was making 1911s, even Singer Sewing Machine Company. So they're not new to it, but they've recently gotten back into it. We're going to take a look at this one that I got. I'll tell you what I paid for it, which I think might surprise you considering the features. And then we'll get it out to the range, run some rounds through it, and see how it does. So, sit back, grab a cold one, and enjoy. Now, here's the box that it comes in. Now, this isn't an unboxing video. I don't really care for those. I think it's kind of dumb, just people showing themselves unpacking stuff. The only reason I'm doing it with this is because here is one of the things that I don't really like too much about this is it just comes in a cardboard box. You'd think they'd be able to put it, especially at the $1,250 price, retail price point, they'd be able to give you some kind of little plastic case or something with it. The other thing I'm not a real fan of is it just comes with the basic R1 owner's manual. Nothing specific to this gun, which this gun does have a couple of specific things that the standard R1 doesn't have. There again, not the end of the world, but you'd think they could have done a little bit better job with that and at least made a model-specific owner's manual for it. One of the things I do like about it does come with 2 magazines, and they are 8-round magazines. They have a little finger extension on here for your pinky, so the magazines are very nice, and they're 8 rounds. As far as the gun goes, it supposedly comes with a match grade, it even says it right there. Ooh. Match grade stainless barrel. Don't ask me exactly what match grade means. I don't know that anybody really knows, but there you have it. This is a full stainless gun. I know it's black. It has the PVD finish, which is kind of an ion displacement finish. It's not really a coating. It's something that bonds to the metal itself. They use it a lot for the, to get the gold titanium coatings and that kind of thing on stuff. But it is a full stainless gun. Barrel, slide, and your lower. It does have an ambidextrous safety on it. May or may not be a big issue for some people. For me, it's really not, but they included it, so what the heck. If you'll see on your mainspring housing here, very, very generous checkering. Really nice checkering, too. And on the bottom of the beaver tail. No checkering on the front. There again, not a deal breaker, but something on here would have been nice to have considering the really nice checkering they have on the mainspring housing back here. The gun does have a one-piece guide rod. I'm not a huge fan of those. You do see them in some of the higher end guns, but I'm not a great big fan of the one-piece guide rods. Not that there's anything wrong with them until you go to disassemble the gun. Now, we're not going to get into the full disassembly of this. If you want to see 1911 disassembly videos, there's probably 10,000 of them out there. But it does have the one-piece guide rod. It does have a rail, Picatinny one section rail on the bottom here, so you can mount a light, a flashlight, whatever the case may be. Adjustable back travel on your skeletonized trigger. That's very nice. The grips on here are the G10 grips. They are really nice. You'll see they have a little cutout there for your magazine release with a magazine installed in it. You can kind of get a better idea of that little extra finger area down there. I don't have really big hands, so it's not a big deal for me, but for somebody with real big hands, having that little base plate on there is kind of a nice feature. Skeletonized hammer. This does have the tritium night sights on it. That was not a huge selling feature for me, but it was a really, really nice feature, I think. Now, these they're adjustable just as far as, sliding it back and forth for your windage. They're not elevation adjustable, but it is a front and rear tritium night sight. So that's the basics of the gun. We're going to take it out to the range. We're going to run some rounds through it, see how it performs. The one last thing I will add, which we'll kind of get into a little bit at the range also, is the trigger on this is exceptionally good for just, quote unquote, a stock trigger. It's probably breaking at somewhere in the 3 pound, maybe even a little under range, but very, very good trigger. So those are the general features of this gun. I think it's a really, really nice looking gun. Your front serrations and your back serrations on there. Just a lot of gun for the money. Now, when I say a lot of gun for the money, like I said, it does have a $1,250 MSRP on it, which means usually you can find one in a gun shop for maybe a couple $100 less or $150 less, so maybe in the $1,000 to $1,100 range. I picked up this one now in 2020 here, at the end of 2020. I looked on Remington's site, and I don't even see them offering the Tactical anymore. They have their R1 Enhanced, which does not have the night sights on it. This gun I picked up from a place on Gunbroker, brand new in the box, for $730. So all that you get with this, and it wouldn't surprise me if you can, still find those kind of deals out there. All you get with this for under $750 essentially. I thought it was a really good deal. So let's take it out, put it through its paces, and see how it does. All right, here's what we're going to use to test this out. We have some copper jacketed semi-wad cutters, just some regular ball ammo, hollow points, and then my Reload Acme Bullet lipstick bullets. So those are the 4 different kinds we're going to use to try this out, and we'll see how it runs. First thing we're going to try is some of these reloads that I did with these Acme lipstick bullets. I figure if it's going to jam, probably jam with these right off the bat. Now, as far as just rapid firing, went right through those. Okay, next thing we're going to try some hollow points. Let's see if we can actually hit something with these. Well, we hit a couple things, but they all went right through. Next one we're going to go with is just the old ball ammo. I can't imagine this won't work. Well, my marksmanship with the new gun notwithstanding, seems to be running the ammo pretty well. Now I see where the sight picture's at. So, we're back here to finish up this review, and as you'll notice, we're not out at the Not So Tactical Tavern. We're inside at the Not So Tactical Reloading Bench. Yes, those are beer taps right next to me, and yes, that's a conical fermenter behind me. So you might be able to figure out where I got the name Pews and Brews from for this channel, because I also do a lot of beer brewing as well. We had a pretty drastic turn in weather over the last month since I started shooting some of this video, and we now have about a foot of snow on the ground and it's 27 degrees outside. So we're going to move it inside to wrap up this review. Back to the gun itself. So, as you saw from those clips, everything ran great through this gun. The semi-wads, my just lead semi-wad reloads, obviously the ball ammo, the hollow points, everything ran great. The accuracy on it, now this was the first time I shot this gun. What you saw in those clips, those were the first rounds I ran through this gun. Once I got the sight picture dialed in, the accuracy is spot on. Like I said in one of my previous reviews about the Canic, I'm not going to sit out there and run through 4 boxes of ammo and do 17 takes so that I can show myself knocking plates down in a row. Who cares? You don't care. So all we care about is that the gun functions reliably. Accuracy comes from using the firearm, which I know ammo is a little tough to come by these days, and if you do, it's expensive, but getting out there and practicing, getting proficient with the firearm, accuracy is just going to come with practice. So, what you get with this, I mean, for what I paid for it, it's $730. I know it has a higher MSRP at like $1,200, and you don't even see them offered by Remington anymore. I'm not sure why. Probably because they decided to trim some of the features off of it. They now have their Elite that doesn't have the night sights and all that. But for what I got this for, which I have a feeling you can still find them out there, for $730, man, you can't beat it. It is a full stainless gun, like I said. Barrel slide lower. Nice checkering on the mainspring housing. Beaver tail, skeletonized hammer. These great G10 grips. The 2 8-round magazines. Little Picatinny rail on the bottom. The night sights, front and rear serrations, ambidextrous safety, if that's for me it wasn't a big deal, but it is another feature that's on it. for everything that's on this gun, man, you can't beat the price. You can find a lot of real quality guns out there at around the same price, maybe a little bit lower. You know, some of the Springfields, the range officers, stuff like that, they're really nice. A lot of the Kimbers, they become more of a mass-produced company now, so you're seeing a lot of their offerings on the lower end of the price range. But with everything you get with this, you know, I just think it's a really solid gun. I hadn't seen a bunch of reviews on it, so I figured, what the heck? We'll give it a shot, and it's a shooter, no doubt about it. Like any 1911, just fits right there, feels like you need to take it out and let some rounds fly. So that'll wrap up the review on the Remington 1911 R1 Tactical. So from all of us here at the Not So Tactical Reloading Table, I'm Not So Tactical Tim. Now get out there and do something useful with yourself and get pewing. We'll see you next time. Oh, by the way, yeah, don't drink and reload. I'm done reloading for the night. I'm definitely done reloading for the night. We'll see ya.